can feel it in the air. It's getting colder, but yet so warm. Before we know it, it's Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve. This year, I'm looking for something special. It doesn't cost a dime, but it's precious. Hopes that I won't forget it, and I won't forgive it, no. Been thinking about you and me, another kind of chemistry. I got nothing on my Christmas list.
Good morning, you guys. Happy December. Welcome to the 12 days of Vlogmas for 2024. Welcome to the December reset vlog. I cannot believe that it's already December. I know I say that like at the beginning of every reset vlog. I'm like, I can't believe it's already this month, but like genuinely, I am in shock and disbelief that it's December. This year went by so quickly. I can't believe that it's the last month of 2024. I can't believe that we're already in December. Like my brain, mentally, I'm still stuck in like June. I just feel like time has been moving so quickly this year and there's just no way that it's already December. Today is December 1st, which is so crazy. I usually film these reset vlogs a couple of days before the first of the month, but we're getting right to it this month. It's December 1st, and it's time to get reset for a new month, regardless of whether or not I feel like I'm ready for it. If you guys are new here and you didn't know, I do these reset vlogs pretty much every month. I try my best to do them every month, and they're just a really fun way to kind of wrap up the previous month and get ready for the new month. I always do them at the beginning of the month. So in this video, we are going to be wrapping up November and getting all set and ready for December, which is crazy. I woke up this morning and made myself a nice little cup of hot chocolate. I blow dried my hair, took a shower. I'm just starting the month on a fabulous note. I decorated for Christmas. I've got my Christmas tree in the background and my little like Yule log. This is like a 10-hour virtual fireplace video that I found on YouTube that I have on pretty much at all times during the Christmas season. But the first thing that we are gonna do in this video is clean up my apartment a little bit. I have been desperately needing to do this. I'm usually pretty good about keeping my apartment pretty tidy and organized and like generally pretty clean. But in these reset vlogs is when I go in and I like deep clean. Like I'm dusting, I'm vacuuming, I'm sweeping under the cabinets and all the stuff that I might not do like on a daily basis. And this month we really need it. I've been cooking a lot recently, so my kitchen is looking like a little bit crusty, needs to be wiped down for sure. And like I said, I just decorated for Christmas, so there's also like glitter everywhere that needs to be taken care of. So we are gonna kick off this video by cleaning my apartment. We're gonna do a fun little cleaning montage, and then afterwards we will come back and we will do more of like what I call the mental reset portion of the video, but we'll get to that later. I have got quite the to-do list for today. We're not gonna be doing all of this in this video, but there's a lot to get through. So we are gonna do everything that we can. We're just gonna get started and go through as much of this list as possible, starting with cleaning the apartment. So enjoy the cleaning montage while I put in my headphones and listen to some Christmas music and get this apartment all cleaned up for December.
The candles light in the decade most, but something's missing. I wonder what this year I'm looking for something special. It doesn't cost a dime, but it's precious. Hopes that I won't forget it, then I won't forgive it, no. Been thinking about you and me, another kind of chemistry. I got nothing on my Christmas list but you, but you. Santa, won't you forget about it, Santa? I won't forgive you for it, Santa. Won't you forget about it? Been thinking about you and me, another kind of chemistry. I got nothing on my Christmas list but you.
much cleaner. It's feeling so much better than it did before. I have been in desperate need of cleaning this place up, like I mentioned. I was out of town last week for a whole week. I went home back to Maine for Thanksgiving, and even as I was like packing my bags and getting ready to leave to go back home, I was like, I can't wait to get back here to clean this apartment. Like, that's how long I felt like I've needed to do that. So that felt amazing. I'm going to mute my crackling fireplace. As nice as it is for me to like have it crackling in the background, it's probably gonna be really annoying on camera. So we're gonna mute that, and we are going to do my like November recap. We're gonna kind of go over like highs and lows of November. We're gonna go over the goals that I set for November and like how I did on them. And then we are going to get all updated for December. We're gonna update my Notion, we're gonna update my bullet journal, we're gonna update my goals. And that is basically like how I do what I call like my mental reset portion of the video. I love to do like the physical reset, like get my space all clean, and then this part feels like getting my mind all clean and organized. So let's talk November recap now that November is over. November was honestly, I think it was the fastest month of this year for me. Like November went by so quickly. But November was a really good month for me, which was really exciting. If you guys have been around for a little while, you know that I kind of had a hard summer. Like I struggled a lot with my mental health this summer, and this fall I kind of started like feeling better and feeling like myself again. And ever since I started feeling that way, time has been flying. November, I think, was the fastest month of this year for me. It literally went by in the blink of an eye, like so quick. But it was a really good month. November was kind of like a relaxing month for me. I traveled a lot in October and September, and November was kind of just a nice month to like take a breather, be kind of like chill and relax for a little bit. Some like highs of November, my friend Caroline came down to visit me in like the beginning of the month, which was really exciting. She lives in Baltimore, so she's very, very close, which I am so grateful for. Caroline has been on the vlog like since the beginning, and we have never actually lived more than like an hour away from each other. We grew up in the same town, we briefly went to the same college, and now she's in Baltimore and I'm in DC. So it's just a train ride away from each other, which is so nice. And she's always been a constant in my life, which is so, so nice. But we hadn't seen each other for quite a while. I think it had been since July, so like since my birthday was the last time I'd seen her. So she came down to visit in the beginning of November, and that was super fun. More traveling for me. I traveled back to Maine for a week for Thanksgiving to go be with my family and spend the holidays at home. That was actually so chaotic. Not being at home, but the traveling home piece was just, oh my God, such a cluster. I was originally supposed to fly home the Friday before Thanksgiving and stay for the entire week, and then come back to DC the Friday after Thanksgiving. And then Friday night, as I'm getting ready for my flight to Maine, I get a notification that my flight has been delayed. And then about an hour later, I get another notification that my flight was delayed again. And my flight ended up getting delayed by about 3 hours, to the point where I wouldn't have been getting home until after 2:30 in the morning. And I said, no, that's obnoxious. So I did end up having to cancel my original Friday night flight, and I couldn't get rebooked until Sunday morning. So I didn't spend as much time at home as I thought I might, but it was still really good to be home, good to see family, good to like catch up with people that I haven't seen in a while. I do wish I'd had those extra 2 days, because there were some people that I wanted to see that I didn't get the chance to see. But I am going back home again for Christmas, and that's in like 3 weeks. So if November is any indication, time is gonna fly, and I'm literally gonna blink and I'll be back in Maine. Something else that's exciting that happened in November is that I renewed my lease in this apartment, so I will be here for another year, which is so exciting. I love this apartment. It really does feel like home. I feel like I'm finally settled in, and I'm like in a routine, and I'm used to it. And moving is like really fun and exciting, but it's also really, really stressful and time consuming and expensive. So I'm very excited to not be moving again this year. I am very excited. I'm even more excited to be staying here in my apartment, because like I said, I really do love this apartment and it feels like home. So I will be renewing here. I haven't actually signed my lease yet, because there were a couple things that needed to be fixed in like the language of the document, but we don't need to get into that. I will be signing my lease most likely on Monday. One last high from November is that yesterday the Michigan and Ohio State game happened, and Michigan won for the 4th year in a row. So go blue. We love Michigan football here on this channel. As long as I've been a student or an alum of Michigan, we've beaten Ohio State. So that's really fun because we beat them 2 years when I was a student, and then there have been 2 years since I've graduated, or 2 football seasons since I've graduated, and we've beaten them all 4 years that I've been a Michigan fan, so slay. We love a four-peat, but unfortunately we didn't have like the best season, so that was probably our last game of the season, which means that college football is ending, which makes me so sad because I love college football. But it's okay, it was a really good season. It was super fun to cheer them on. I met so many amazing people through like Michigan football this year. Like I met an amazing group of friends just because we all like to watch Michigan football together and we're all Michigan alums. So that was really cool. Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. But that is my little November recap. Let's head into Notion and we'll talk about my November goals. All right, so this is what my Notion currently looks like. Obviously we have my November set up in here, but I am very, very excited to get this like Christmasified. But if we scroll down, we'll see my November goals, and I'm going to screenshot them and just put them right here so you're not staring just at my blank Notion the whole time. First up, goal number 1, I wanted to stick to a budget, and I was very successful at this month, which was really, really nice. My credit card bill was at an all-time low for 2024 in November. So that's exciting. Something I talked about last month was that I've been a little bit kind of like stressed, I guess, or just like aware of my finances recently. I was like really overspending for a couple of months and not realizing like how much I was overspending. So I really wanted to like rein it back in like seriously for November, and I am very proud of myself. I think I did a really good job with that this month. One thing that I think really helped with that was goal number 2, which was to bring lunch with me into the office on the days that I go in. I was super successful at this also, which I was really proud of. It also forced me to do something that I don't normally do. It forced me to meal plan. So I kind of got in the habit of like on Sundays, I would plan out my meals for the week. That also trickled down and had the effect of me spending way less money on groceries. I used to just go to the grocery store and kind of get my staples. Like I had a list of stuff that I would always get, but I didn't really always go in with a plan. It was just kind of like, oh, you know, like I'll get chicken, I'll get ground beef, I'll get these veggies that I like, and then I'll have those things, and then I can kind of like come up with what I want to make based on what I have. And I was ending up spending like sometimes $200 in one grocery run, and it was just ridiculous. Like I was just spending so much money on groceries. But in November, when I started meal planning, I would just go into the grocery store and only buy the things that I needed to make the recipes that I had planned out for the week. And I ended up spending way less on groceries. I think I probably spent less than $200 on groceries for the entire month, which is really exciting because, as we just previously discussed, I was spending a lot more than that earlier in the year on groceries every month. So my first 2 goals I think worked really, really well together and had some like unexpected positive effects also, which was a big win for me. My third goal was to journal in the morning and in the evening, and I kind of did this halfway. Like I was decent at journaling in the mornings, especially in the winter. What I like to do is wake up, come right out here, write some sort of journal entry in here. Usually it's some sort of like reasons why today will be a good day, or like just a brain dump of whatever's on my mind. But I'll journal and I'll have my happy light on at the same time, which is supposed to help fight seasonal depression and like seasonal affect disorder, I think. And I have found it really, really helpful. So I would definitely recommend a happy light if you struggle with seasonal depression at all. It's just such a nice little habit to be in, to kind of like start my mornings with my happy light. Sometimes if it's cold outside, I'll do something warm like tea or hot chocolate and write my little journal, and it usually takes like 15-20 minutes, and it's just a nice way to start my morning rather than like scrolling on my phone. So I was pretty good about that in the mornings, but I didn't do any evening journals, so that one we're gonna call like halfway. My fourth goal was to content plan for Vlogmas, which I did. Obviously today is the first day of the 12 days of Vlogmas, which is so exciting. But yeah, I've actually been content planning for Vlogmas for pretty much the entire month of November, and I feel pretty solid about my plan and the videos that I'm gonna be posting, so stay tuned. If you have any specific video requests, let me know down in the comments below. But I've got bunch of ideas, a bunch of things planned out. My morning routine, my night routine, obviously my decorating video, that's gonna be my next vlog. But all of that good stuff is coming and I'm really excited. My last goal was to read 2 books. I did not do this. Who surprised? No one. I did read more in November than I think I have in previous months, but I didn't end up finishing the book that I was reading, and you know, what are you gonna do? One goal that I didn't have on here for November, but I have had on in the past, like in September and October, I'd had this goal. I wanted to sign with a talent agency to kind of help me manage brand deals and just more of like the business aspect of this job, like making content. And in November, I did sign with a talent agency. So that was really exciting and kind of like feels like a good next step for me in content creation. That was also one of my overarching goals for 2024. So I am very proud of myself that we achieved that goal, and that's something we can check off my list. I think it's funny that like when I finally take it off my monthly goals, it happened like right away. I'm pretty sure I had the meeting with my manager in like the first 10 days of the month. But I'm really proud of that, and I'm really happy that that worked out. So I would say overall, we did really good in November on my goals, and I feel good about where we landed. So that's November all wrapped up. Kiss it goodbye. It was a great month. But now we're moving on to December. So I'm gonna go back in my Notion and update it to be Christmassy and look like December. I'm just gonna head over to Pinterest, find all the cute aesthetic photos that I want, and we are gonna update my Notion. And then once that's done, we'll come back and we will set my goals for December.
Come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Come ye to Bethlehem. Come and behold him, born the King of angels. Come, let us adore him. Come, let us adore him. Come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Come ye to Bethlehem. Come and behold him, born the King of angels. Come, let us adore him. Come, let us adore. Come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Come ye.
All right, guys, the Notion is done. It looks so cute. Here is what the December Notion looks like. I love it so much. I struggle with this every single year. I've always wanted to be like a white Christmas, like aesthetic girly, but in my heart of hearts, I love a tacky Christmas, like red and green, warm, nostalgic, cozy. Like I just like love a colorful, like kind of tacky, old-fashioned Christmas vibe. I don't care that it doesn't photograph as well as like white Christmas decorations. I love the photos. Like I love them so much. They look so pretty. My entire Pinterest Christmas board is like white Christmas, like aesthetic, clean Christmas. But I don't know, for whatever reason, I like made my banner and I had all the white like aesthetic Christmas photos, and it just didn't feel like Christmas. So I switched it up and we went with tacky, traditional red and green, like a Christmas store blew up in your living room type of Christmas. So we did that in the banner. Obviously it says December 2024. We switched out my icon to be the Christmas tree, and I switched out these pictures down here as well. Same deal, red and green all over the place, like warm, homey, traditional Christmas is just, it's the vibe that I always go back to. Like it doesn't feel like Christmas unless it's that for me. But anyway, let's go here to my goals. I'm gonna do the same thing where I'm gonna crop it and just put it on the side of the screen. We are going to get rid of all of these and switch this over to be December goals. And obviously we're gonna use little Christmas tree emoji as my bullet point. So we're gonna do 5 goals again for December. The first 2 are gonna be the same as November. We are going to stick to a budget. This worked really, really well in November, and I'd like to keep up the good work on not overspending. I mentioned this in my November reset video, but in the new year, I'm gonna start doing a budget segment where I kind of talk about like my finances and my budget, and we kind of like incorporate that into the reset vlogs. So If you are looking forward to finance content from me for whatever reason, that's coming soon. My second goal is also gonna be the same as November, bring lunch to work in the office. Like I mentioned, in November, those two things kind of go hand in hand, and I think they work really well together. Goal number 3 is gonna be something a little bit new. We are gonna do no phone 30 minutes after waking up. I've been sort of doing this a little bit when I do, like when I get up in the morning and I'll come journal instead of being on my phone. I've noticed that on the days when I do that, I have a better, like more productive, more focused day than I do on the days where I wake up and like immediately start scrolling. So we're implementing that as a goal for December. I think this is also gonna be really important because I'm gonna be super busy in December. I'm gonna do Vlogmas. We're also doing for work something similar where I'll be posting every day on social media for my work. There's gonna be a lot of videos to edit. There's gonna be a lot of content to film. And it's really easy to like burn out during Vlogmas, even if you're doing something like I'm doing, like the 12 days where you're not even doing a full Vlogmas schedule. It's really easy to burn out and feel like you don't have any free time. So I wanna be really conscious of how I'm spending the free time that I do have and trying not to just like mindlessly be on my phone during that time and like actually use it to relax and rest, like rest my mind instead of like being constantly overstimulated with my phone and with social media. So we'll see how that goes. Speaking of Vlogmas though, my next goal is content related. I want to stay ahead of content, of social media content, because I'm gonna be posting so much for Vlogmas, and I also wanna be posting on my Instagram and my TikTok. I just want to like have as much done in advance as possible. So this is just kind of like a reminder goal to basically like try not to leave things to the last minute. Especially in college, I had a lot more flexibility in my schedule where like I could edit a video the morning before it went up because I had like the morning free. But now when I'm working like a 9-to-5 job where I'm on a set schedule and I don't have time to do that in the mornings, I just want to stay on top of my content so I don't end up like posting things super late or like not at all. So we're gonna try and stay ahead of my social media content this month. And then lastly, my final goal for December is going to be to read 1 book, and that will get me to 10 books for the year 2024, which is my newly adjusted goal for the year. We started out with 30 and we have dropped it down to 10. And I have read 8 so far. I'm currently about halfway through my 9th book, and I wanna read 1 more book in December, which will get me to 10 books for this year. So those are my December goals. We will see how we do with them. I don't think there's anything that's like super ambitious on here, so hopefully it's all gonna go well. And I'm excited because the first 2 and like sort of the first 3 I've already been doing in November. So I'm kind of hoping that having some consistency in there and having some goals that I've already like achieved, that I already know I can achieve, will help me kind of like build momentum on my goals for the rest of the month. So that is December. I know I said that I haven't finished reading any books, but we are gonna do a brief little book club for this month just because I feel like I love having book club in these reset vlogs, even if I don't have a lot to share. So we're gonna head over to the floor, which is where we always do book club, and we're gonna chat about the book that I am currently reading, that I was reading, that I started in November, and the book options that I will have for December. All right, welcome to book club. We are here on the floor. I am obsessed with the background, with the tree and the fire. Oh, I love it, I love it, I love it. But welcome to book club. We have only 3 books to discuss. This is going to be a very short segment. Like I said, I haven't finished anything since our last book club, so what are you gonna do? Anyway, the book that I'm currently reading that I started in November is called See You Yesterday by Rachel Lynn Solomon. I am really thoroughly enjoying this book. This is about a college student who on the first day of her freshman year of college gets stuck in a time loop where she keeps repeating her first day of college, and then she meets a boy who is also trapped in a time loop, and they have to work together to figure out like how to get out of this time loop. It is very, very good. It's super easy to read. I like to read this like right before I fall asleep, and it's actually been a while for me since I really got like hooked on a book and felt like I could keep reading it. Like every time I put this book down, I'm really excited to pick it back up again, and the only reason that I put it down is because like I literally can't keep my eyes open anymore when I'm reading at night. So far I'm really enjoying this book. I am about I'm like a little bit less than halfway through. So we are going to be finishing this book in December. And then for the other book that I want to read in December, I've got two options. First up is The Wishing Game by Meg Schaefer. I've mentioned this in a couple other book clubs. I think I've mentioned this as a book that I want to read that will be like my next book in the last 3 book clubs or something like that. Like I've had this since September, and every month since then I've been like, I'm gonna read this next, I'm gonna read this month, I'm gonna read this book, and I haven't yet. But it is thin compared to the book that I'm reading right now. It's like half the size. So this is definitely a strong contender for my full December book. The other contender for December is A Winter in New York by Josie Silver. I got this book around Christmas time last year. Like I have had this book for pretty much a year. I think like almost a year at this point. I didn't read it in time last year for Christmas, and it's just been sitting on my shelf for a year. And I've been waiting for Christmas time to come back around so that I can read this book. Josie Silver is one of my favorite authors. She wrote a book called One Day in December, which is like one of my all-time favorite books ever. And I've read a couple of her other books, and I just really enjoy her writing style. I think she's a really good writer. So I am very excited to read this. I also last year I read a couple of Christmassy books, and they ended up being like so cringy. Cringe beyond words. And I enjoy like bad Hallmark movies, bad Netflix movies. Like I enjoy cringy content, especially like cringy romance, like Christmas content, movies, books, whatever. But like it was over the top last year, the book that I read. I'm hoping that this one is not like over the top cringy Hallmark romance, but we'll see, you know, it might be. I'm excited to actually crack this one open if I get to it, because like I said, it's been mocking me for a year. It's just sitting on my shelf. So those are my two contenders for December, but of course I have to finish reading this one first. I used to read all the time. Like in 2023, I read 30 books, and I honestly have no idea how I did that, because I haven't even read 10 books this year. But it's okay. Reading is one of those things that I just think is fun, and I just want it to be fun. Like if I don't reach a certain goal of like books that I read throughout the year, like oh well. It's just supposed to be like a fun little hobby, and it's something that I enjoy talking with you guys about. I do have a Goodreads account that I've got linked down below. If you guys want to be friends on Goodreads, go click the link below and send me a request. I love making friends with you guys on Goodreads. I think it's so fun. It makes it actually feel like a little book club. And as always, if you have any recommendations for me, books that you think I should read in 2025, let me know. Leave me a comment down below. I'm really good at adding books to my list and buying books, but apparently I am not so good anymore at reading them. But that is our short and sweet little December book club. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll keep you updated, of course, on whether or not I actually complete my 10 books in the year goal and which book I decide to read in December. I usually post about that stuff over on my Instagram, which is also linked down below, so make sure you go follow me over there if you're not already. That's it for book club. Let's head back over to my desk and wrap up this vlog by doing my bullet journal, which is another one of my favorite things. I say everything is my favorite. Like every segment, I'm like, oh, let's go do this. It's my favorite, but they're all my favorite. I just love doing them. So let's go set up my bullet journal for December. Y'all, the bullet journal is done and it looks so good. Oh my god. I absolutely love the way that this spread turned out. It's so cute. I've loved doing little doodles in my bullet journal this year. I really haven't been bullet journaling a lot, but when I have, I do these little doodles. And I think this one is extra cute because it matches the one that I did in March. This is the one from March. It's also my TV console, like literally right over there is what it's inspired by. So this is the one from March when I had all of my summer decor, and then this is the one for December when it's all decorated for Christmas. I just think it's so cute. I love that they're like parallel. Oh my god, I'm obsessed. Let me give you guys a close-up. So you've got the little mini calendar for December over here, and then on this side you have the little doodle. This is inspired obviously by my TV console over there. I'm honestly super impressed. I feel like it looks pretty similar to the real thing. But we've got my Christmas tree. The TV is where I have my little title. I even have my little basket of yarn, which you can see right there. I just think this is so cute. And then if we flip the page, we also did my habit tracker and my daily highlight spread. I've got these 9 habits that I track, and then the daily highlight is like a gratitude journal. That is where I just write down like the highlight of every day. Even if I had a bad day, like there has to be a highlight, there has to be a good moment. And it just kind of helps you practice gratitude and like noticing the little things that happen each day that are the things that make life fun and exciting and worth living. But with the bullet journal all done, my Notion is updated, my apartment is clean. That is going to wrap up this December reset vlog. I am so ready for December. I am so ready for Christmas time. To me, the entire month of December just feels like Christmas, honestly, if that hasn't been abundantly clear from this video. But I'm just really excited for the season. I'm excited for the 12 days of Vlogmas. I hope you guys come along for the ride. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any videos. If you already are subscribed, make sure you turn on the notification bell so you get notified every time I post. And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like on it for me down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Leave me a comment down below with any video requests that you want to see from me in December or in 2025. Which is next month, which is crazy. I can't think about that right now. But that's gonna be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.